You're killing me, Smalls.
We making movies, no acting in. I'm fucking Instagram action shit. UPS shipping packages. I'm smoking weed out them packages. If I ain't got a gun, I'm stabbing it. I got some leftover lean in the cabinet. I can hit your little hoe when she happy. Poke on that pussy shit like it's a top in it. We making movies, no acting in. I'm fucking Instagram action shit. UPS doing the packaging. I'm smoking good ass weed out them packages. I can't lie 'cause I ain't capping it.
Welcome back to the DNA Podcast. It's your boy D.
It's your boy Antonio. Let's get to it.
This week, we're going to discuss, is Nicki Minaj the most disrespected female rapper? I know there's a lot of adjectives there, but if you ask her fans, and she is. And so we'll get into it. For multiple reasons, Nicki Minaj feels like she's the most disrespected. Grammy snubs. Even this year, they moved her song from rap to pop. This machine that she speaks of pushes other female rappers above more than her, or try to push more rappers in front of her, and just, I guess, overall lack of acknowledgement in the rap game. I mean, I guess there's other minute details, but I don't pay attention to her that damn much. But those are a few points of where.
I feel like, just to, hop straight in, I feel like she maybe does get a little bit of pushback, especially back when she first came out, right? Because there was no female rappers in the game, really. It was kind of just her. So I feel like maybe she did get a little pushback from the hip-hop community just because she was a female. And we do know that the hip-hop community can be a little misogynistic or whatever, so, like, it makes sense. But at the same time, you know what I mean?
We talked about this off camera. When it comes to me with Nicki Minaj, there was a point where she was regarded as one of the best female rappers ever, and best female rapper of our generation, whatever that's worth. Side note, if you're the only person in a contest and you win that contest, I guess you win. But what type of award is it?
I'm sure there was other female rappers that were, active. They just weren't Nicki. You know what I'm saying?
They weren't pushed
They weren't
by this
pushed.
machine that she claims is against her. Funny how stuff like that works.
And, it could be that she was more skilled than them. It could be.
I'm gonna be upfront with you. I'm sick of this rap skill. I'm sick of lyricism. I'm sick of remember rap this and that. Cause the nigga make a good song. Cause I can take NBA Youngboy and he can rival J. Cole to any metric. He doesn't rap. I don't give a fuck. Who's gonna put the money in my pocket? Do I want the nigga that raps boom 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 boom, but I pay X amounts? Or do I want the nigga that makes a whole bunch of damn songs that sound like, but the fans eat that shit up? Like, I'm sick of this, the rap skill. I don't give a fuck. Can the nigga rap? Can the nigga make songs? Because there's a bunch of niggas that can rap that can't make a song for shit. They called battle rappers. And that's what the fuck they called. They don't come up with the stuff. I don't give a fuck. Can the nigga make a song? End of the day, point. Like, that's going to be my position moving forward. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of all the, these niggas don't make songs like they used to. Bro, do y'all want to go to that 80s shit? The, 1, 2, 3, break it up. The fuck out my face. Niggas make songs. Regardless if you think they fire shit, I think some of the shit you like is not fire. So, end of the day, point blank.
I only think that rap skill and lyricism and all that stuff matters when you're comparing who's the better rapper. So if we're talking about who's the bigger star, sure, the nigga who's making who's selling 10,000 records in the first, day.
2008, but
Yeah, whatever. I couldn't think of the right metric. Whatever. Who's selling the most records in the day is the bigger artist, of course. But like, if we're comparing Lil Pump and Kendrick Lamar can sell less records, but we all know Kendrick Lamar is a better rapper.
For me, and well, we're gonna get back on Nicki Minaj separately, but for me, There's plenty. I like to think, and whenever I grade anything, there's checklists.
Mm-hmm.
And so, boom, boom, boom. Kendrick gonna get his points for. Well, Lil Pump is a bad example because
Yeah, but
he loses out on everything.
I was choosing the extremes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was about to say he loses out on everything, but I use NBA for a great example because for some reason he's the counterculture of either you like him or you hate him. There is no in between. And I like the little nigga, bro.
I don't care for him.
I'm gonna go through the checklist. Kendrick does have meaning. He does have lyrics. He probably has longevity, but NBA goes for more club excitement. I need to make the damn sheet. But what I'm saying is, if I made a sheet, it'll be fair and based. And bro, at the end of the day, if a nigga lose out, there ain't no technicality. He lost out on the sheet. I gave you your points and what you're strong at, but you don't get to just be strong at something and weak at others, and it goes unnoticed. But I have no clue why I got off on that tangent. But I know I was talking about Nicki for the fact that, damn, I think all of Nicki's songs are trash. But
I won't say all of them are trash. Like she has a few bops, I guess. They're not in my playlist. They're not even in my phone, and I can't think of them on top of my head. But if they play, I'm not upset.
I'm upset as shit, drowning that bitch out in my head. And to your point of like, maybe she was out rapping females. I don't think that's the case. I think, and this is going to be one of my long-term things that I get to at the end, but this machine that she hates so dearly, let's talk about the machine she was in 2010. Most people don't know this. Diddy was her manager for a long stint of her career, at least through her first album. I think she dropped them either right before or right after the second album. This is after being signed with Young Money, back behind Drake and Wayne. What machine isn't behind her? Back behind the Cash Money. Diddy is the manager. So was she really better than other people when she had this backing? And she doesn't have it now. I can get into details why she don't have it now. And basically it's because she runs her mouth. And she's gotten to the place where she deserves to run her mouth. But you don't get to be smart-mouthed. And then people do something in retaliation. And then you say they out to get you. So were they out to get the other people when they were backing you, playing them shits 100 times? And for my money, they're not good. Antonio gave you a long-winded explanation of why he don't listen to. I don't listen to them shits because I don't like none of them shits. Don't like Super Bass. Don't like Anaconda. Don't like this. If she wasn't naked in the music video, I didn't see that shit. And that's point blank. If she from this point forward was fully clothed in every music video, not shaking ass, let's see how much them shits really move. Promise you. Let's see if she got real right. And she can't. But I think that's this weird thing of like, that's what people use for this argument. Look at all the backing Cardi got. Look at all the backing that Glorilla have. Look at all the backing, right now, they want Lotto to be a top rapper. Look at what they're trying to do. And so it wasn't done for Nicki in the beginning. It wasn't.
Yeah, but also like Lotto, she started on what was that show? I had it and I lost it. It was like the rap show for kids or whatever.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, she started there. Her name was Mulatto then.
I knew that was her name.
Yeah, and she dropped the the mu part, because racial connotations.
Yep.
But she's paid her dues. Like she's worked her way up in the industry to where she is now. And yes, she might have the machine working for her now, but did she not, put her blood, sweat, and tears into the industry before she got her break? Does she not deserve this opportunity to win her Grammy of the year or whatever? I think it's a little ridiculous.
And truth is, their beef right now with Nicki Minaj. She beefs with every female rapper. So eventually you got to look at it and be like, is it her? But her specific beef with Lotto is that Lotto's Big Energy song is entered for Best Rap Song. The Grammys moved hers to the pop category. And so her debate was both should have been moved or neither should have been moved. And Lotto felt like Nicki's been shading her for years. And just this time, like, bro, keep my name out your mouth. Like, we had nothing, whoop, whoop. And I can see it from both sides.
Mm-hmm.
I wish the Grammys would come out. To me, I'm looking at it as the Grammy is about to drop your song in general, but they did you a solid by moving you to pop so it would still be in a category. That's how I look at it.
I think they would have to keep the song in anyway because it's doing numbers. Like it would be, there would be no way that they could argue that it's not that it's not them going against her if they drop her song completely because the song is popular. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like if a song's popular, it has to be at least be up for nomination. There's no way you can't.
The process itself, is always being kind of shady.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what it takes to even get nominated for a Grammy, because I always back that somehow YoungBoy doesn't get nominated when, regardless if you love him or hate him, them shits move. He's released 80 album songs this year, and all them albums have moved numbers. Now, I think they all sound alike, but if you're telling me not one single song made it, I don't think Dirk made it. I don't understand this criteria it takes to make it. And for pop is a wild card because I don't think they did anything shady because rap is pop. It does go back and forth. I'm gonna be fair. The minute at 10 seconds I've listened to the Super Freaky Girl, bitch ain't rap. Like it's not a rap song.
Like she's rapping in the song technically, right? But I guess if Tyler the Creator and Travis Scott are rap, right?
I always argue that them niggas won't rap either, but that is a good point.
But like if that's considered rap too, then how can you exclude that song?
Yeah.
So I kinda get the argument there.
It is fast and loose with rap. And Nicki Minaj has admitted to why she thinks the Grammys is against her. Because once again, this machine that Nicki Minaj claims is against her was not against her from the start. They had no problem listing Nicki albums, this and that, having her nominated this and that. She wasn't winning, but there was a moment when so she was going to do a live performance. I think it's called Roman's Revenge. Forgive me if I don't know because I don't care. But it was for Roman's Revenge, but they wanted to cut it. I think she said the day of or something. I think Whitney Houston tribute or something. And she declined, went through with it. But the performance, I don't know if the performance or the song or both, got a huge kickback from the Catholic Church. And so she said that she was instructed by them just to say nothing and let it go. But she spoke on it, basically said, what she basically did was throw the Grammys under the bus, regardless of if you're on her side or whatever. She basically was like, the Grammys knew what I was doing. They gave me the okay or cool. And so from there to her, from her point of view, they've been beefing ever since. But I look at it as, what did you expect? And they didn't say, take all the flack and do nothing. They said, stay quiet and let it pass. One, we wanted you to, sub it out. Maybe somebody had insider information on something they knew that this might get kicked back. But I agree, I think she worked on it for like 2 weeks leading up into the Grammys. She wanted to do it regardless. Not mad at that. She did it. Like some shit broke. All right, we're gonna try to monitor the situation, this and that. And she did it her way the whole way through. But mad because somebody got upset. You don't get to do that in life. You don't get to say F the other stuff, do it your way, and then just...
When it doesn't break your way, you get upset.
Yeah. You don't get to do... Now, do I think it's petty they've been holding a grudge since like 2014? Maybe so, but like the other feuds that Nicki is in is more to do with her mouth and her ego than just people not liking her songs. Shit, I don't like her songs. If I was a DJ, I wouldn't play that shit, but Like, even more into that with DJs. She had this beef with DJ Envy and a bunch of DJs because, bro, stories get so murky. This one DJ didn't play her song that was hot at the time because I think he just didn't like it. But there won't no conspiracy. He just didn't like it. Like in the entertainment business, you open yourself up to if niggas just don't like it, they're not just gonna play it.
Yeah.
She threatened to get him beat up and jumped by a group of people. Word got back to DJ Envy and they blackballed her basically. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable to me. And DJ Envy's viewpoint was we can't have artists thinking it's okay to bully DJs into doing whatever the fuck they want. Like, well, what if the song is honest to God trash, but you threatened to kill my ass, so I gotta play it anyway? Like, what real ethics is that? Is that better than a nigga not liking your shit and just not pushing it because he don't like it? You go find a different DJ then. Like, I know.
It just won't be on that station, or it just won't be when he's playing his section of the station. The other get another DJ to play it.
And like she was blackballed for a good minute because, and I remember that, but it's like she's the one that talked big. She ran her mouth off, and now she's upset. She has to suffer consequences. You threatened to jump me, like, but she's escaped blame for all that and played this victimhood. And it's like, and spoiler alert, not on Nicki's side on any of this, on most of this stuff, but it's like that does add to like all the stuff you do, whether or not that you know adds to your legacy. We talked about it before. Is it fair that every little thing you do adds to it? Maybe not, but it does.
And like, I don't know. I just feel like Nicki gets so much pushback and flack, but I feel like she's not likable. There's nothing about her that makes you like, oh yeah, she's a decent person. Like people like Cardi B because she's a normal fucking human being.
If you hear her talk on topics, man, not with the most intelligence, but like she's on the right side of stuff. She's on the right side of, damn, they want to raise the people's taxes who make less than this. They're already paying this, and that's really fucked up. Yeah, Cardi, I thought the same thing too. like it doesn't have a whole bunch of, it doesn't have a whole bunch of definition to it.
Not a whole bunch of nuance.
Yeah, but
she understands the topics.
In Corona, she was the first one to just let it be known. Bro, y'all better put that mad niggas dying out here. Like this is no joke. Niggas is dying. Well, it's not a lot of nuance to it, but like that is the right thing to do. She's not doing this because she's getting paid to say this. She's saying it because she's down to earth. Relatable.
She's a regular person, and like I feel like Nicki Minaj thinks she's so much more than she is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, but ultimately,
well, that's a concert going on. That's what happens when you live next where I live at. I'm gonna try to drown that out in editing. If it's drowned out, y'all.
I heard something in the background. I was like, "What the fuck is that?"
I knew this whole time. I heard something, but it's like maybe it's some niggas upstairs.
So I thought it was. Like, damn, that TV loud as hell. But never mind.
The joys of podcasting in a non-soundproof area.
One day we'll have a real setup. One day we'll have an actual office.
Bro, you feel me? This is why niggas do shit at 6 a.m, 4 or 5 in the morning. Like, this is why niggas stream and do shit like that. Because I'd be damned if a concert going on at 3 a.m. might call the cops.
It's a problem. If the concert's still going past 1, it's a problem.
Bro, if that bitch is going past 12, it's a problem.
I was going to say 12, but I was like, maybe it started at 9.
If niggas are leaving at 12, that's one thing. But if that bitch is still going, nah, bro, I gotta call the folks on y'all.
The folks already out there.
I gotta call different folks on y'all. Might have to call the sheriff or some shit.
Okay.
But Nicki Minaj not likable.
Yeah, she's just not a likable person. I feel like she has the celebrity itis, I like to call it, like where they think they're gods and they're above everybody else and this and that and this and that, like the Kim Kardashian syndrome or the, you know what I'm saying, Kanye. it's off-putting to the normal person who's not a super fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're willing to overlook it if you're a super fan, but like, I feel like if you're a regular person, that shit is off-putting.
Or say like you're just an up and coming rapper. I don't need to be in awe of you. I don't need to be impressed by what you did. And I don't need to openly like say, "Oh, fuck Nicki Minaj." But you're not gonna get, "Oh my God, she's the greatest. I'm glad that she." No,
You're not. Me as a person do not owe you that in the slightest.
and that's what I feel like. I think that that's what she's looking for because she beats with most new rappers, and most of it comes from disrespect when they actually have not said anything about her.
No, I've never heard anybody come out first and beef with Nicki Minaj. No one's been like, you know what, fuck her.
Say what I said, bro. That shit's never been good. Like nobody's ever said that, and so I'm on that point with you. It's machine works as much as you want it to work. If you openly beef, well, let me take it back. They're entertainers. There's one thing I do hate about entertainers in general when they say they don't care, they don't give a fuck if they like. You're not an athlete. You do got to give a fuck if you're like. That's actually in your job description to be liked.
And even as an athlete,
you can be a great athlete, a la LeBron James' first year in Miami. He didn't win the title, but they got there. You can be hated as an athlete and still do your part.
mm-hmm.
You know, you can still win while being hated. It makes it so much harder, but it actually does not prevent you from being able to do your thing.
And I was more speaking on the fact of like the selling of jerseys and merch and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's, half of your income basically.
When let me get back to that, but when you're actually a comedian, a artist, a actor, any I said artist, musical artist, like creative artist, paint or whatever.
Well, you cannot be liked and be a creative artist.
You can, but if you expect to make money off of it, being hated is not the way to go.
It definitely makes it harder. It's doing life on hard mode.
Yeah. So like you can't be like, I don't give a fuck if I'm liked. Well, see how much records you move if you're not liked. You literally sell music because you're liked. This goes back to most people will get this ego that I'm untouchable with this rap shit. Like, ain't nobody ever rap like I rap. Hate to break it to you. There's been better. There's going to be better. There's been worse. There's going to be worse. You move albums because people like you. So I hate it. I hate when it be musicians that say that shit the most. When you're the most dependent on people liking you.
And I've never thought of it that way. Like I guess I've always kind of known that, but it's never been an outward thought. Like, yeah, you have to be a likable person.
You can only alienate so many people. A good example is DaBaby. I like DaBaby. Shit, I have no problem listening to DaBaby. But when you alienate a specific group of people time and time and time after again, it has diminishing returns. Nicki Minaj does that. She's literally alienated segments of people that would like her. She's alienated DJs. She's alienated up-and-coming rappers. She's alienated rappers of the past. She's disrespected MCs of the past, female rappers of the past. Alienated the barbs are enough to get her numbers, but after a while, it's not enough to get you this love and admiration that you feel you deserve.
It's going to keep you relevant into the future. Because you might have 5 million fans, right? And those 5 million fans might buy your record, right? But will you have the mainstream success that you actually want?
That you constantly complain that you don't get. Like that's you constantly, and that's the problem. I think that's Nicki Minaj's problem in a nutshell. She's been so vocal about not being liked, but pissed that she doesn't get mainstream awards and acknowledgement from the people she claims she don't like. If you know you're in an open beef with the Grammys, Why do you care that they're doing this to you? And I'm talking like for the past 4 years, she's bitching and complaining about the Grammys on her little Queen radio shit. What's the point? Why do you seek so much validation from people who you quote unquote don't care
Yeah,
that like you?
and ultimately, like, I don't know. I'm not an artist, so who am I to fucking to talk about it? But I'm also, how I see it is like, if I know my shit's fire, I'm telling numbers. My fans still fuck with me, and even the mainstream sets, I'm still having mainstream success. Like, why do I care about the Grammys ultimately? Because there's been plenty of artists who have deserved Grammys, never got the Grammy, and like, you know what? It would have been nice to have on my shelf, but it is what it is. Why are you so hell-bent on it? I don't understand.
Something so finicky in music, it's hit or miss. Because like you could have felt that you put out your best. So you could have been a rapper and you could have been hot for 10 years. You could have put out your best album this year, which is the peak success of your 10 years.
Mhm.
And some people would think, oh, well, I'm a lock to get Grammy of the Year because this is my best. I'm already a great rapper, but this is my stamp. This is my signature. This is my Carter 3. But you could run into a rapper whose debut album was just all-time greats. And like sometimes shit just breaks in direction like that. Your best album just clashed with a better album. Like that's just how it is.
There's an RDC World skit where it's like one of them gets a plaque. It went like platinum or whatever, his song, and then Wayne hopped on the song, and the lighter, and they were like, "Oh shit, it's really him on the song." And then they Googled the song, and now it says Wayne under the first page, and not his name. And then they come pick the plaque, but
that's how it is.
Like that's how it can really be. Like you could put a fucking masterpiece, but if someone comes out and it is just fire and the streets are fucking with it heavier,
it just breaks that way.
And it doesn't mean that your work is any less good. It's just how it is.
Maybe it'll be acknowledged in future time. Maybe like it still can get acknowledged, but maybe it doesn't ever get number one. Because I've seen albums actually do that. It's like, damn, it didn't get number one. I wonder what got number one. Oh. When you're competing with that, there ain't too much you can do with that.
I mean, but like that's like, I don't know why artists do this. Like they all drop their songs in the same week. They'll drop an album all the same week.
And then be surprised that they don't get number one.
And I'm like, dude, like you could have just, if you had waited like 2 more weeks, just hold 2 weeks and drop yours. Then like they could got number one, and then you could have slid in and took it. Like you. But I feel like that's more. They don't choose their release dates. I know for sure.
I think it's a give or take too, because I think they have a little bit more control nowadays than what they used to. It's one of those double-edged sword things. Like it's one of those things you can't smack somebody, then get upset you get smacked back. I figure they do it because if they get number one, they get to claim that they got number one over people, but you don't get to end up number 5 and bitch and complain that the other 4 that you knew what that were coming out.
DJ Khaled
is a great example.
I fucking hate that guy.
You don't get.
I think he can gather a great team of Avengers.
I think for what he does, it's amazing. I just don't understand how he's able to make albums under his name. If he had a record label, so like when Wayne did We Are Young Money, now Wayne was actually rapping on more than half the tracks. But if he took his vocals away and said it was Young Money, Wayne would still get acknowledgement for it. True. Kelly ain't a record label nigga, and he don't have these niggas on label. Exactly. That's a like.
It's like, but he's using like the EDM, like electronic music, kind of like DJ format, because like Calvin Harris You know what I'm saying? Doesn't do vocals at all. He just puts the music together.
Mm-hmm.
And the songs be fucking fire. The beat be on point.
And I think
but he doesn't do any of the vocals.
If you do, a song has different phases. It's the lyrics, it's the beat, it's the vocals, and it's the mixing. So it's like 4 stages. If you do 3/4 of it, but somebody takes singing, I give you credits for that.
And I think, I don't know what the process is and what DJ Khaled's process is. I don't know if he's actually in there cooking up beats and laying tracks and doing I don't know if he's actually in there doing it. So if he's actually in there doing it, but I've never heard another producer tag on his song. But that does not mean he's not buying songs.
I don't believe my heart of hearts now explicitly. Maybe back then, maybe in the 90s and the 2000s.
And I think when he came out, he was definitely doing that.
Yeah.
But like now.
I've never even seen like little footage of him in the studio.
I've never seen him in the studio.
So like when I say this, DJ Khaled's not even a better DJ than Kanye West. And like that's for Kanye produced. He's made these beats. He's made beats for countless performers that went on the B-Top songs. You know he mixes up the song because artists actually claim, yeah, Ye takes this amount of time. There's actually footage through, and this is through the years. There's footage of him in the 90s, footage of him in the 2000s, footage of him in the 2010s, footage of him now in the studio. Like regardless if you hate or love him, he's a better DJ than DJ Khaled. But damn, DJ Khaled gets so much love for doing what, and Ye raps. Like, let's not take away. If Ye did not rap, he will still, to me, do a better job than DJ Khaled. He puts vocals to the shit.
And I feel like I would hate DJ Khaled a little less if his ad-libs were better. Had more variety to him, more witty. It's only we the best.
I would like him more. And he falls into this Nicki Minaj category too. He's fake grateful. And woe is me to look into a man's heart and see what he really cares about. But I hate all this God shit. But you bitch and complain. So you use this God stuff as an excuse to get number one. But when it gets beat out, you bitch and complain. You thought you were woke, thought you were grateful. Oh, so you're grateful if you get number one. Not grateful for number two, to your Tyler point. In the song God Did, which is an amazing song. Don't know how much DJ Khaled has. Fuck all this. If DJ Khaled didn't write those lyrics, the song is not amazing by him. You could take the lyrics and put them on different beats, and the song would have been fire. So if he did not write those lyrics, it's not to DJ Khaled. But DJ Khaled literally says, something, this is in God's name. You can either walk with us or you can run from us. So when we're with you, that's God's plan, basically. But anybody against you, that's not in God's plan. Like, how if you take a step back and look at it, how condescending can you be? Like, and so he does it better, but DJ Khaled's not really likable. Put his son on the one that Tyler the Creator beat. Put his son on this and that using. People get flack for this, but he didn't. He used his son as a damn way to market. He used his son.
It was a prop. It was a marketing stunt more than anything.
Oh, my son helped me produce this song. The nigga can't even walk. Like, what did he do?
He was beating on the keyboard. Like, you know what? That note right there you just played, that's it. That's the one I needed.
Oh yeah, I was playing and I checked his reaction to see if he liked it or not. And
so like, but that's just like when a rapper has like 14 niggas in the studio with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, do those niggas get credit on the track? No.
I'm being dead ass about this. And so it's like, I don't know how DJ Khaled's, not how he escapes it. Comparing him to Nicki Minaj, he's not an outward ass about this stuff, except for the Tyler the Creator thing.
Yeah.
And it almost really came back to bite him with that. But he's not an outward ass about all this stuff. For Nicki Minaj, right, I have no problem with what she do, because I would do the same thing. But I just wouldn't complain about once again, like, if I showed my ass to a group of people, this and that, I'm not going to come back a year later and wonder why they don't like me.
Yeah, but But it's just like if you went to your boss and you cuss your boss out, now they don't fire you or whatever,
But they
but they
schedule me
treat you
less.
fucking different from now on. What do you expect? What did
Bro,
you expect?
they treat me different. I don't know why. Didn't you cuss them out 2 weeks ago?
That wound's not even healed yet. Like, what did you?
And so I think, like, yeah, I figured out how we got off topic. Well, it was a great topic. You have to be to be an entertainer. I think the reason why I gravitated towards sports more, and just to your point, they can when it comes to awards,
Mhm.
but you can't deny a nigga in sports that much as you can with music, because you can hate me all you want. You can exclude me from MVP conversations. You can kind of try to devalue my success through the season.
Mhm.
But if I go against your golden boy and beat his ass,
Mhm.
there's no, like, you can devalue it as much as you want. Well, if I'm not that, then what is this nigga that you propped up to do? And that's the one thing I liked about LeBron, which I think NBA's WWE style. Boy, when that nigga was hated, God, there wasn't too much you could do with that nigga, bro.
Oh, he was.
Yeah,
different, man.
like I think he played better while hated
Oh, yeah.
than like.
He plays whenever. One thing about LeBron is that when the cards are stacked against him, the man is on a different level. It brings out a different animal at him.
And I like that. That's the one true thing I can say I like most about LeBron. You can't. You can deny me as much as you want. I just beat all of your favorites. So what does that make me? I was overrated. I was this. I was that. I shouldn't have made it this far. I'm lucky to do this. I beat all the niggas that you said was better. So who is better? Like, in rap, there's no defining way. Regardless how many people, I don't even believe if you hop on that track once with a nigga and do that nigga in his own song, that makes you better. You got one up on the nigga on his song this one time. That doesn't mean you had the better year, doesn't make you the better rapper. But in sports, if we play against each other, regardless if it's team or one-on-one, and shit, don't let us play against each other in the playoffs or the championship. Bro, when I beat you, it's definitive. I'm better. Like, a shenanigans could have went on. You can worry about that next year. I'll see you next year with the shenanigans.
To circle back to your first point, I think the only type of sport where you can get you can kind of get snubbed in is like combat sports, because they can just not give you the fight. They can pick someone else over you, and or they can drop you from the promotion. There's ways for you to get snubbed, even though you can be the better fighter. I think the perfect example of this is Mighty Mouse. He went so long without being undefeated. He held I think he did it was at least 8 title defenses and didn't lose once. He lost one time, in towards the end of his career or whatever. And but he just he put on great fights. They were always exciting. Nothing about his fights weren't good. He was just a lightweight.
That is a flip side of what I was about to say.
Yeah. The only reason why he wasn't popular is because he was in a lower weight class, and the fans just like watching heavyweights fight.
I was about to say, and on the flip side, to prove my point, man, they want to bury John Jones so badly. They had every right to try to bury him.
I mean,
guess what? When you
had it coming.
when you come in and knock out all their fucking favorites, there's nothing more that you. And they had every reason for John Jones to strip him, one to try to get him not to fight. They had every reason. He did that shit. And guess what? I'm gonna make it undeniable that they can't see me. Go knock out everybody. That's what I would tell any fighter that feel like they're getting snubbed. And when you're in a lighter division, hey, that happens.
Yeah, like when I say he won, I don't remember. I only remember him one loss from Mighty Mouse, Demetrius Johnson, and it was his last fight in the promotion, and it was to the new nigga, like the new guy.
To the new guy.
Yeah.
Then you gotta go the route of Conor McGregor. Now, I think he really lives, like, I think he really means what he says,
Yeah,
but he found out early. Gotta be entertaining. It's weird in a combat sport, knocking niggas out and winning especially when you're in a lower division where you know they're not gonna get a lot of, a lot of attention. If he was talking shit, I bet he would have got a lot of airplay.
And I think in specifically in the division, I don't remember anybody who was a shit talker like that. But that didn't really become part of the culture until Conor McGregor. You know what I'm saying? That's when the shit talking became so much more important. Before it was just like, what was your fucking performance?
For me,
and I guess I'm talking more about the casuals than the actual people who actually like enjoy the sport. It's different because casuals.
For me, when it comes to when I use a GOAT index card, this could be a good topic of like, what does it mean to be the GOAT in any category for us? And we come up with some. Showmanship is a part of it, and showmanship includes talking shit, declaring stuff like boom, boom, buddy ain't on my level. This we don't see it a lot nowadays because we're best friends, this and that, or like even in rap, Nicki Minaj has declared herself queen of rap a couple of times, but what does that even mean? Once again, there's nobody else. But in rap, I think the last time I seen somebody definitively declare something was like Kendrick when he did that King of New York photo shoot, which to me indicated that he was the king of rap because the nigga lives in LA. So if you're taking over the other coast, what does that mean? Now, some people said I got too deep in the meaning and he just meant what it meant, but to me, if LA nigga said he's king of the East Coast, what does that mean? But
that's shady as shit. No, I fucking like it. Ain't no way you can not spin that and take it that way. Ain't no way.
Bro, it's like, cause when I looked at it, my black coach, I didn't even know what it meant. Like, I was like, King of New York. He rubs Compton. Wasn't he the king of Compton? Is he saying that he for sure got that on locks? And he's like, niggas know that this is on locks.
I'm better than you New York niggas.
And like when you think of it that way, oh, that nigga's in his bag.
That's cold. Ain't nothing you can say. That's cold as hell.
And I award points for doing that because that means you have to back it up. Now your follow-up needs, I award points for doing it. So I award points for LeBron going to Miami. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6. That's pretty bold. You said you're about to get 7 of them things? You're left with 2. The follow-up take every point of the showmanship plus some because you shouldn't have been that damn confident in what you did. And so like with Nicki Minaj's point, I like Nicki Minaj's attitude because I think it's stuff that I would do. But I think the kickback she gets is like playing victim. And I think the attitude itself is kind of unwarranted.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know if I mentioned this at first. We did 2 takes, guys. Go figure. But you can't... What does it mean to be the queen of something when there's no subjects, really? Because, like, you're not calling out names. There's no, like, people from 2010 to, like, 2015. Most people can't really name other rappers.
I really can't name another female rapper from 2010 to 2015.
If she was like that, why did she just say that she owned rap? If you are so...
Well, you had fucking Drake and Wayne on your fucking record.
That's my point.
On your label. Like, what? You cannot say... Like, there was no... In no metric are you better than them.
Plus, the other guys. Yeah. The other guys. But, and this is a sexist thing, but I'm going to get to my point. When Kendrick Lamar declared himself king of New York, I guess because king is kind of higher than queen, but if there's no king, queen is higher. No, he declared that if you were a female that rapped, you were beneath him. If you were a male that rapped, you were beneath him. He is that guy. If you're looking to be the best in his rap shit, it comes through me. That's what it meant. So that's, like, for her to specifically say that, you're trying hard. Because, like, queen of rap, why didn't you just say you were the best female artist, period? Not rap, not this. Because you clashed with Beyonce in that category, too. Like, it was such a niche thing to pick. But is it really like, I'm being dead ass with y'all. Is it really respected to be king or queen or rule something?
You know what?
That has nobody there?
Right now, I'm gonna declare that I'm the king of cutting cucumbers. What does that mean, really?
I'm being like, and that's dead ass. I'm the king of this apartment complex in that. Like, and some people try to ignore that fact, or some people will try to discredit me for the fact of, well, there was people rapping all because they didn't blow up because they weren't that good. But to the point I've given you, she was good at rapping. I'm not saying that she was built by a machine because she couldn't rap. She's not a little pump ass nigga.
Mm-hmm.
But when she gets backed by Diddy, Wayne, Drake, Young Money, and this and that, you kind of should be the best female. Remember when T.I. was backing Iggy Azalea and she was a top female rapper? It's funny what backing does for you. And she's been rapping, and I've seen some Iggy music videos by accident on Twitter. I think she raps better now than what she did. I mean, the shit's still a 4 out of 10, but she raps better now than what she did. But without backing, it just doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think it's warranted. And so for me now, we've seen an uptick in great female rappers. But I can honestly say about 2 or 3 years ago, Megan Thee Stallion, whenever Savage dropped, because that's when she was dropping the actual bangers, especially the Savage remix with Beyonce, she could throw her hat in for Rapper of the Year. I don't think I would have given it to her. I guess it was like during COVID or right.
Yeah, she actually might have got it that year. She might have got it that year.
Because I think that was like the same year that she had that double XL freestyle that ate niggas up. Arguable who was best between her and the baby, but I might say hers was just better. Then she had Savage. Then she had other.
She got the whole album that year. Too.
She did. Yeah, I was about to say like number one. She had a good chance. If not, she was the best rapper.
Didn't WAP drop that year too?
Maybe so.
Yeah,
I would have to look at the years, but yeah.
I mean, that's a Cardi song, but Megan was on it, so like,
she was in her bag.
Yeah, I don't think there's a way that she wouldn't have won that year.
And so that's something to really be. That means that I took on the women, I took on the men, I did this and that. I feel like if Nicki was able to go on the streak that she does now, like if she ends up winning and all these awards, go figure, comes from the BET Awards, because the Grammy don't have a female rapper of the year.
Mm-hmm.
This is all from the BET Awards.
BET MTV.
Yep. If she goes on a streak now, if she wins 10 female MC years of the award starting like 2 or 3 years ago, hey, that's something to be admired. You're going against Cardi, going against Megan, Glorilla might be up next. Mulatto might be up next. Like that.
And then you also have I feel like the market is way more saturated now than it's ever been for female rappers. Because typically it's only maybe 2 at a time. But now we have 4, 5, 6, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there definitely should be more female rappers than there are.
For facts. And most people I listen can shake their ass real well. Because there's great female rappers who don't shake their ass, don't get acknowledgement, like Kamaya and this and that.
Yeah.
But regardless, the girls I listen can rap. You could throw City Girls in there. I don't like them, but some people do. They've gotten hits on their own, this or that. Mm-hmm. It's kind of funny that now, like most of the names that I listed, I think every name I listed, minus the City Girls, Nicki Minaj beefs with. But don't beef with them when they first come out. And beef with them when they break out.
Like when they get on, they start beefing with them. It's like it's that crab in the bucket mentality. Like for me, if I'm an old head, because Nicki Minaj is an old head now. I don't care what nobody has to say to me. If Drake's an old head, Nicki Minaj is an old head. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that they're not relevant. Just means you're a past generation of rappers. If I'm an old head, number one, it's better marketing for me to give you your praise and then hop on a song with you and then maybe reignite my career because I go fucking crazy on your song.
What do you think she's had features with literally all these women that I listed? I know she has features with every single woman I listed.
Except for Cardi.
No, their beef started at like motorsport with the Migos.
Oh,
That's where that started. Because I forgot who went first. I think Nicki went first, and she felt shaded for going first, and she claimed the only reason Cardi went second
oh
is she's
so
fucking one of them. Cardi's verse was harder. Go figure, right?
I forgot they did a song together.
Well, I forgot her and
Well-
Nicki did a song. I mean, her and Meg did a song together until somebody brought it
They
up.
did?
I can't think of it, but they
What
did
song?
a song before WAP came out. They started beefing when WAP came out. Like
Like, number one, how you gonna be mad at somebody for getting the bag and getting features? That's insane. Now,
she felt like she should have hated Cardi for an arbitrary reason.
y'all got beef. I don't. And especially, it would be different if they were actually tight. It'd be one thing if me and you, if I was beefing with somebody and then you went and did a feature with somebody I was beefing with, that's different. We're actually tight.
And it's like
You don't know her from a can of paint. What the fuck are we talking about here?
and it's one thing if the younger person did that. Because like if Megan felt that way towards her, so like Megan feeling the way towards the baby. Don't know if they fucking or not, if they were, but like feeling that way about doing a song with Tory Lanez. I'm not mad at her for being mad. I think she just got to get over it. But that's a real reason.
I think Megan and the baby that has done a couple songs together. That's why.
And that's
I think they kind of have a little
their
little bit
history.
Of, yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit of a relationship together.
and they kind of blew up together anyway.
Yeah,
like
they
right-
blew up in the same time frame. Yeah.
But Nicki is older. Grow your old ass up. Like I swear to God.
Come on, man.
And so like I don't think that this can go unacknowledged that maybe she see the tides turning. Some people would argue that, if Nicki was in her bag right now, they still wouldn't be up. I would argue that if Nicki was coming out and released all the music she did, the shit wouldn't really get airplay. Like
I feel like she would be relevant, but I don't think she would be dominant. The market has more competition now.
mhm.
There was not competition back then.
Because like when I say this, I'm kind of a Megan stan. I don't know. It's only so much. Pussy popping lyrics that I can get behind before I listen to something else. But like I've seen Megan go up and do top 100 freestyle, eat a beat up, do this and that. I've seen her go on double XL and eat that shit up. I've never once seen Nicki Minaj really freestyle in the booth, and I liked it. I've seen her do it, and the shit sucks.
I don't think I've ever seen a Nicki freestyle, but that's also because I've never looked for one. So
True.
it's one of those.
But it's like I didn't look for these Megan ones. They just pop literally. And social media is more of a thing. But I'm not gonna give niggas like Drake and Nicki any leeway for social media because social media blew up with them niggas. But like I'm just scrolling. Meg ate this up. Let me see.
She
shit.
did. She did.
she did that shit.
Hey.
So I've never really seen Nicki do this. Meg was on a tour. She was on a tear, just dropping frees like in the year. Well, we would have to retroactively add what year we're talking about. But in a year that we believe that she was MC of the year,
Mhm.
top rapper of the year, bro, I think she went on and did like 4 of them things.
2019 is the year.
I'm going with that. And so when Savage dropped, when the album dropped, when WAP dropped, she also did these freestyles in between on DJ and radio host shows and whatever, which even more solidifies. So niggas just ain't writing her shit. She can actually rap. Like the songs are hot, the freestyles hot. Oh,
Well, I saw a video from her like before she blew up, and she was still in college or whatever, and I was like, oh, yeah, she's always been this.
I can tell by the way people rap if they can really if this is how they've been rapping. I don't know why, but you can tell by their face. It should be easy. Rapping should be easy if you're rapping about your life. Because, of course, coming up with lyrics could be hard. Say, you're a lyrical rapper. Why is it hard for you to come up with lyrics all of a sudden? Are you a product of... Maybe you could just write. I guess some people don't freestyle, but at the same time, I know plenty of people that rap. They say if you freestyle enough, like not once or twice, not 10 times, if you freestyle over the years, it gets easy. It's like anything. If you do it enough, you just do it.
Yeah. Lord knows my brain does not work that fast. I cannot put together.
Bro, I tell people this all the time. Me and
5 or
Eric,
16.
back in the day used to be able to freestyle. Bro, like freestyle. Niggas used to be like something. Damn, y'all actually rap? No, we actually rap. Niggas are talking about some bullshit, but we used to do it every weekend for like months. And after a while, just words just come together a little bit easy. Now, I'm not saying that I would have been on right now. I mean, compared to you could have been on. Well, the worst niggas can say about me is I suck.
I mean, I feel like in this era of hip hop, it's so much easier to get on. Like you could, if the period girl can get on, anybody can get on.
I swear to you. And so, yeah, rappers make it easy. I have no clue where we're going with that. Point being, Nicki Minaj beef with all real talent. I think she knows. I think she sees that, oh, yeah, they reach their full potential. If Megan Thee Stallion keeps rapping and keeps progressing and don't go downhill, and she has like a fruitful 10-year career, she will eclipse Nicki Minaj. And I guess it is off-putting to see that as soon as you're practically done rapping, the better thing comes out. Like, but it makes you look worse hating than just accepting. Like, Jordan never really once hated on Kobe Bryant publicly. And there was a point where Kobe Bryant could have reached Jordan. Like, when he was playing, when he got that 5th ring, and he was still in the middle of his prime, well, still in his prime, just barely on the decline. There's a chance he could have won 3 more of them things and had 8 to Jordan's 6, and it makes you think, no, that motherfucker Jordan never once said, oh, Kobe had. I don't think I've ever heard him once say Kobe had check, which is a very good argument to have. I don't think he ever once said it. I don't think he's ever once made a slight. He's just.
But the argument is that you had Dennis Rodman and Scottie Pippen.
His argument is,
and Steve Kerr.
Nigga, we went 6-0. That's his argument.
That's fair.
And I think when you have people hold on so much, like when you have an individual hold on to something so much, it breeds that resentment for that individual and towards that individual. Like sometimes you just gotta let it go. Like with Drake, I feel like Drake and Nicki Minaj is in the same boat in all phases of their career. I felt like they came up together. It was kind of iffy on all of them because they came up in a fucking MTV Real World house of damn misfits. They broke out on their own. They had to struggle with ghostwriting accusations, which, hell, in both cases they're not accusations, they were goddamn truth. They had to struggle with legitimacy of their place in the rap game. They struggled with when they ascended. Was it, like the criticisms of that, that comes with being a top rapper. And now they're both like in their twilight. Is hard to say when you got a nigga like Jay-Z rapping, but when you're at the decline of your peak. And so now it's new niggas blowing up. Drake hop on the track with these new niggas. And he doesn't sneak diss these new niggas.
My thing is that he showed love. Drake shows love to so many rappers and puts them on.
With ease. And
it's a known thing. If Drake hop on your song, you're getting out the hood. You're gonna make it out.
And Nicki has done the same-ish. Because she did have a song with Cardi B, can't remember it. Had a song with Megan Thee Stallion, can't remember, well, Motorsport. But she had a song with X, Y, and Z.
That wasn't even Cardi's song, right?
Yeah, I guess it was the Migos.
Yeah.
But I guess just being there is good enough for me. It's she does do this stuff. Do she have a song with Mulatto? I think so.
Mulatto asked her to be on, and Nicki snubbed her.
Plenty of times, too. Nicki released receipts that Mulatto asked her plenty of times. Not mad. If you're going to ask, you're going to ask.
But, why would you not ask the GOAT of female rap
to possibly be on?
Who is still active and relevant? Why would I not? Especially if I was a fucking fan of yours, why would I not ask?
I'm not mad at it in the slightest. and it's just like, how do you beef with all these people? I guess it's like,
how do you remember who you all beefing with? That's a problem for me.
how do you beef with everybody but get mad when everybody's doing other stuff? Like you got mad at Meg for looking up Bacardi. Oh, so I'm supposed to split the rap game in half because you have beef with her, which is really over nothing. Like, if we're being for real, though, the way it started, like, I really don't know the start. I know it was at Motorsport because like they wouldn't have done the song and they hated each other then.
Well,
But
also how features work. You're not in the same studio with these people when you are added onto a feature.
and I know
They
that
just send you the song.
the reason that they're beefing is so bullshit. Like, it's I think it's a little because Nicki went first type thing. I think it's literally that reason. So I'm supposed to not work with her on this song that I think is gonna blow up, which WAP did. WAP had niggas talking about it even supposed to be played. If you're a real rapper, that's what you want. You want people to criticize your playability. Goes back to NWA days. So, like, she was supposed to keep. If she would have turned down WAP just to be loyal to Nicki, like, it's just like that shit still would have done numbers. Cardi would have just went and go find. She probably would have put City Girls on that bitch on. Like,
But like with the song WAP, like the song didn't necessarily have to have Megan on it to be successful.
yeah, that's like
The song was more than good enough without Megan's verse. Now, did Megan's verse definitely help it? Yes.
Yeah.
And did it bring in another part of our fan base? Yes. But
if I turned it down, I miss out on the bet. And once again, I'm a rising rapper. I've discussed this before. I would hate to be a rapper. Rap is so hit or miss. You could be on one day, not turn down this song, and that song that you turned down, the nigga that got on and elevates past you, and it's like, what the fuck? I was on. You're telling me turning down one song because I was doing too many?
now, to me, you gotta do the T-Pain strategy. I hop it on everything. I remember I saw one of his podcasts, and he said he was on like 27 songs. He was on the radio 27 times at one time frame. Like 27 songs was active. It's insane. That's an insane number.
I feel like whatever strategy you go for have to match your personality. Because, like, the Young Boy thing, like, this is no BS. Like, I'm not making up this number. He has 87 album songs out this year. And I think he's releasing another album this Friday or this past Friday. He's releasing another. That's 87 before another album. He's dropped 4 albums. He's let it be known he's taking a future approach. I'm okay with it. You're going to give your fans everything. Me and Frank was talking about this. I think he's able to have so many songs. Because you know how people have unreleased songs?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they said Michael Jackson had a catalog. Tupac, they said he had over like 200 recorded verses.
Mm-hmm.
So they're able to something. I don't think Youngboy has any catalog.
Probably not. There's no way he can put out 4 albums in a year and have a catalog. There's no way. You're releasing everything.
And let me put it to you like this. So you know how relatively new Youngboy is.
Mm-hmm.
He has as many either number 1 gold or whatever hits as Jay-Z albums. His Jay-Z. Not saying that they're as good. Bro, you have as many albums as that nigga in 20 years in like 4?
But it's one of those things, like, if you throw enough shit at the walls, something's gonna stick.
It is, but it's like, you ain't make none of them shits as the mixtapes, just the sheer effort. And mind you, you know that nigga been to jail and shit you be worried about fighting your legal cases. Like, as many times as he's been to jail, and to get out of jail, done this, been on house arrest, you still find times to drop albums. I think that's the reason why you keep going to jail. You focused on the wrong. You're focused on the wrong thing.
He had to drop the albums to get the money to fight the cases.
But you can go the Youngboy and Future route. You can go the Kendrick and J. Cole route. Hate it the most. I actually would recommend rappers do that. But get on a little bit, make a buzz, but make people wait in anticipation for your next stuff. And that way, when they get it, they love it to the moon and back.
I feel like that way makes you more of a legendary rapper. It puts you, it's a different, like, you're a different kind of rapper, if that makes sense. Like the it's the future young boy method, right? And like you pump out a whole bunch of content, but like, are those albums gonna be remembered 20 years from now?
Bro, I'm not even gonna sit here and hold you. I look back at it, listen to the songs, thought about the weight that I had to do. Kendrick Lamar is not a top 10 rapper like you think he is. Those albums aren't that good. They're good. They're not fucking 5 years worth way to good. They're not. And that goes to this album too. Don't really like this album. When I listen to it, I'm sad that I waited so long. If he released it year after year, wouldn't be upset. I waited for this. Actually disappointed. Not disappointed. I think this is why I wouldn't do it. It opens itself up to. I think they're good albums. I don't think that he released any bad albums. Not good enough for the wait. Just if you gonna make a nigga wait, that bitch has to be Graduation good. If you gonna make a nigga wait, it has to be Good Kid, Mad City good. If you gonna make a nigga wait, that bitch gotta be Forest Hill Drives good. If you're gonna make me wait, anything less than that is a disappointment. And you open yourself up to that.
But to be fair to J. Cole, he releases an album at least once a year, maybe a year and a half. He does not go on hiatus for that long.
It does feel longer. I think
It's longer than NBA YoungBoy.
I'm about to say it's overblown that it's like him and Kendrick both go on hiatuses.
I think the longest hiatus he's been on is like 2 years, maybe 3.
This nigga Kendrick goes on like 3 or 4 at a time.
Shit, I think between Damn and what's the name of this album? Something the Big Steppers.
Mr. Morale.
Yeah. Between Damn and this, I think that's a 5-year wait, right? We did.
Now I'm gonna be fair too. Now that I think about this in context, so I think Good Kid, Mad City dropped in like 2011.
I don't know because he had the Black Panther album.
So from 2011 to 2022, he's had like 4 or 5 albums because of Good Kid, Mad City, Damn, Untitled,
Butterfly.
But on average, they take at least two years to come out. This should feel so much goddamn longer.
Well, I think because 2 years is not that long for a wait for an album. Let's be honest.
True.
If on average we're waiting 2 years for an album, it's not that long of a wait. But I think because we know there's such great artists, right? We know their potential. We've seen their potential. We know how good they are. You put them in a different bracket in your own brain and expectations. You know what I'm saying?
Which has been done, which also I wouldn't recommend doing it.
But what I'm saying is like, even if Kendrick was putting out, he put out Good Kid, Mad City, right? Fuck Kendrick. We're talking about Ye. Ye put out Graduation, right? Regarded as his best album ever. Everything is judged to that standard.
Yeah.
So no matter what, if Good Kid, Mad City is his magnus opus, it's his best album he ever put out, which I think is my favorite album of his. But The Pimp Butterfly is pretty close. If those two are together, you're always going to be judging it to that standard. It doesn't matter if you put out a masterpiece. You're always going to be judged to a higher standard.
I think rap is finicky because The Pimp a Butterfly and Good Kid, Mad City are not my favorite Kendrick albums. Section 80 is.
The one before. Okay.
But it's something about build up for me. Because the reason why I wouldn't take the long loadout approach, because for Kendrick Lamar, to me, so I was there from Section 80. And then the other C4 mixtape, and the other samples of songs that he did, on the rise, those came out relatively quickly. Then his Good Kid, Mad City came out, which I was on before everybody in the Berg. I was on that bitch literally a week before everybody. Damn, this thing is just dropping fire. But it wasn't at Young Boy levels, but it's this from the Section 80 mixtape. This nigga's in his bag, this and that. So when you slow down, and then it becomes worse. I think that's where I'm and it's like, you can't release hits all the time. Like in Kanye West is a great example. Kanye Stan. I would say up until like 5 or 6 albums, he was in his bag because you have late registration, you had College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation, 808 Heartbreak, and My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasies. Damn, that's kind of a streak. And I think he on average took 2 years for every single album, but it's damn, you keep outdoing yourself, nigga. You keep doing it. And now he has been on a steady decline. He's kind of evened out on the mid level where he's at, but it's like,
Huh? A steady decline. My guy is dumpster.
hey, he released a damn gospel album and went #1. Goddamn, I want to see another rapper.
Because of you, Stan.
I want to see another rapper switch categories and go #1.
And it was barely. If I listen to the album, it is barely even gospel.
What passes as gospel nowadays? Kirk Franklin.
That's more gospel than him.
That nigga be rapping. He be rapping.
No. Kurt Franklin is a DJ Khaled in gospel. The man can't sing at all, but he can put together a fucking song.
Boy, that motherfucker, not only do he be rapping, he makes songs he can milli rock to. Name me a gospel song you should be able to milli rock to. And he be dug into his shit. Name me gospel songs that you should be able to do these shit.
But like I said, my thing is that it wasn't even a good gospel album. I grew up in the church. I grew up playing bass in the church. Grew up singing in the choir. It is not even a good gospel album.
Mary, Mary ain't here no more. It's yay, boy. Yeezy season, but it's mid-level.
It's not even mid. It's dumpster, bro. It's not good.
But that goes to my magnum opens, to my rant in the beginning. Because that shit's mid, bro. The Kendrick albums are mid, and they can be considered low mid. What? Because he raps well, they're good. Because he put together huge ass orchestrated rap things. They're okay. So let me put it to you like this, and this was my same thing that I did to you for MCU movies. How much of those do you actually go back and listen to?
I have listened to Big Stepper 3 times now.
Listen to it 7 times because I tried to make myself like it. I just don't.
And when I say listen to, like listen to it in its entirety straight through 3 times now. It's not my favorite Kendrick album.
Black Panther album. How many times do you go back to that?
I listened to it 1 time, but that's also I don't judge artists on tied in like albums, like Black Panther album, or like if you did an album for a movie. I barely even put it in your catalog, if that makes sense.
That's cool.
Because you really only came in there to make 2 good songs.
I was about to say, I really don't even add that to Kendrick. Like, I forget that
I always forget that that's part of it, but yeah.
Untitled. How many times do you listen to that?
Untitled Unanswered? I don't know. I have the whole album on my phone. Like, I have it. So, like, I have to say at least probably 20 times now.
Bro, I literally recently, and this is how I came to this conclusion. It hurts my heart to come to this conclusion. I felt like, damn, I heard Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe. Like, damn, I haven't heard Kendrick in a minute. Went to his page, tried listening to it. Oh. Yeah, I tried to ignore the obvious. I don't like these shits. And the obvious is I didn't add these to my library so I could avoid
You
them.
like Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe?
No, I did like that.
You did like that.
I don't like the new stuff.
Shit. Oh.
Oh yeah, going out my way not to listen to something is signal that it's not that good. And that's my same thing. It's my MCU movie thing. How many times do you go back and watch it? I mean, I don't, but well, then you don't like it. It's okay not to like. It's okay to like what it stands for.
I think I've watched all the MCU movies at least twice.
Like recently. Well, not. And recently to me is like, so Iron Man came out in 2008. Have you seen Iron Man original movie in the last 4 years?
Yes, because I did a rewatch for all of them. Maybe not 4 years, maybe 5 years, but
you're a different person.
Around when Endgame and around when Endgame and Infinity War came out. I did a rewatch, so like that might be more than 5 years now. I can't remember, but
That's a respectable answer because there will be people. No, I haven't watched it since it came out. I watched The Dark Knight 8 times in the last 3 years. 4 times. I'm lying.
yeah,
Love the movie.
and I can tell I didn't like that shit because not that I didn't like The Dark Knight, but like I'm not one of those people who are like, oh my god, it's the best fucking movie ever. It's alright.
And that's where I agree. If you like it, especially with music, in movies you can get a pass because like sometimes I don't give if you like something you're going to watch it again. Because every time I watch something again, it's because I don't want to watch nothing new. So I'll see something. Oh, shit, that's worth seeing again.
Mm-hmm.
But music, when you can listen to it doing anything, you can literally listen to it doing nothing. If you haven't listened to it in a while, you don't like it, and it's okay not to like it. I don't really like Damn. Don't like
Really?
Untitled.
I like that,
I like some songs on Damn, but not too many.
but I liked Damn for a different reason than I liked his other music, if that makes sense. Because Damn was basically him saying, "Hey, if I went out here and did this pop shit,"
and I'm about to say that's specifically why I hate it. This is a good time to bring this up. The reason why I don't mind Kanye West specifically, I could pick out 2 or 3 songs off all his new albums that I like. And be like, the album's not good. I could pick out less for Kendrick. So what the hell does that mean? If I can pick out less songs that I like off a damn album.
But to be fair, your music preferences and what you like are so subjective to each person.
Which is fair. That's why I was like, I would like to make a grade and a curve so that I could accurately do it. And shit, probably make this a series on YouTube just so you can see it. It's not biased. It's fair critique of everything. But me critiquing these, going based off of albums that I like, and shit, I can only pull 3 songs off each album. Hate the albums. If the album got fucking 12 songs, only like a fourth of the album. We know Kanye got damn 15, so that's less than a fourth. These Kendrick albums kind of been long too, which kind of I think goes against me hating it because I think the kid Mad City was like 13 or 14 deep, like 10 of them. I dead ass like 10 of the songs. But if your album's 16 or 17 deep, and I like 3 or 4, if I like 3 or 4 out of 10 songs, it's a lot better than 3 out of 4 out of 16 songs.
That's how math works.
Just that. So like one of these albums are longer. I hate them. I just hate them shits. Like once again, I think I would like them more if they came out consistently because I could use the excuse. He's dropping music like that. Everything can't be a bop. Everything can't be a classic. The way he's dropping music. If you're taking 4, we need to see time periods because we just admitted that him and J. Cole don't take as long as we think.
No, Kendrick does take a lot longer than J. Cole does.
That's true, but in the decade, he's dropped 5 or 6 albums. So average-wise, that doesn't even really
I guess
fit
it
the
does
argument.
break down average-wise.
So either he front-loaded this decade, which I won't say that he didn't do, into the back end. It was real slow, but if you take longer to do it, basically this is what I'm comparing to. If YoungBoy drops 80 songs, they all sound alike, but they all got some type of bop to it, and he gets good amount of hits from them. You should it should just be better than the whole bunch of bullshit the YoungBoy's putting out. If it takes longer, YoungBoy he's not using this excuse because I don't even think his fan base behind is smart enough to use this excuse. The reason why he sounds alike in so many goddamn songs is he's making them too rapidly. How much does a man change from 3 o'clock today to 2 o'clock tomorrow? But like his excuse is if he took longer, them shits could be some bops. Like they could really do something. What excuse do people that take longer have when they're just not good?
My thing is just like I don't know. I don't care how many songs you put out. I don't care if I would love to get a Kendrick Lamar album every 6 months, of course. That would be great. But do I honestly think the album will be just as good as if you took a year or 2 years? I don't.
How about that?
and specifically because so much of his songs are based around musicality, like thinking about like, oh, how am I telling a story between the whole album? Like Good Kid, Mad City is literally like whenever you hear the I can't remember, I don't know how to describe it, but there's a sound and you know that it's like the past, and then there's another sound, you know that it's the present.
Yeah.
So like like there's so much storytelling and like thought that goes into a Kendrick Lamar album that's just not present. I just don't think it'd be possible in 6 months. But to circle back to what the point of this whole video was about,
But before
you
we
realize
end,
that we haven't talked about Nicki Minaj in 10 minutes or more.
don't like her.
We
But
don't fucking like her.
but to end this point, a person that does this thing, that does take a while to make it bops, who does it the best? That nigga Jay-Z. God, every album that nigga released, that bitch is just. And for the fact that I said that
Other
name,
than the
and you
Carters,
made,
but yes.
I'm about to say, for the fact that I said that name and you automatically agreed, that shows the difference between him and Kendrick. Now, Kendrick albums could be productive a little bit. Jay-Z's been fucking putting out fire when he releases when he decides to be like, fuck it, let it go. That nigga puts it out. I said this before, and I stand on it. You can make an argument that his last 4 albums are better than his first 4 albums. I don't think that actually. But I think there's a real argument
they're real
to be
close.
Yeah.
They are in the same ballpark.
And this is Jay-Z that went corporate. This is Jay-Z that been out the hood for 20 plus years. That's how you make niggas wait.
But also, how much has he grown as a man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like even if you're not talking about the same shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're in a different phase of your life, so your reality is different. But how much have you grown in that time frame? It's only going to make your rapping better, to be honest with you.
And the way he raps, it goes to my point of where you need to watch a nigga rap and see. So like Jadakiss, people are surprised Jadakiss. Some people are surprised that he always rapped this good. Some people are surprised that he raps this well. Hey, when you rap off the top and actually been fluid and been whatever, it's like riding a bike. It's been a known fact that people said Jay-Z never went in the studio and just laid bars down. And, it's kind of, you know he's doing that now. One, you knew he always did it. Mm-hmm. Now that we know. Oh.
But we see it, but now there's video out of him actually doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's like, it's one of those things, it was easy to him then. Maybe it takes him longer. Maybe he has to record songs and re-record them, to get, do it perfectly now. Mm-hmm. That motherfucker just rap. He can rap about any fucking thing. Got me looking at damn stocks and bonds like
shit. I was looking at fucking Rembrandt's from. It's about 150,000. It's gonna double in price and
like damn Jay, what can I find that doubled in price?
I'm trying to pass some shit down to my kids.
And that's to my point. When a nigga can rap, when he does well, he does well. to this weird point, and I do encourage you to do this later on. Listen to Kanye West songs. If you can't find instrumentals, motherfucker can still make beats like a motherfucker. The thing that he rose to fame doing, he still does like a mother. Like that motherfucker still probably top 5 damn producer out. His rapping is just declined, I will admit. But he makes like the beats be fire. And
I will not take that away from him. I think he actually is a musical genius. I think he is him.
And that motherfucker is and I don't take away that he's not crazy, but the little insight to when people, you listen to it, bro, it's an overall thing. For Wayne, when Wayne starts rapping badly, that nigga has nothing to stand on. Don't make beats. You don't do that nigga's only lyrics. So if the lyrics go, what do you have besides a nigga just rapping bullshit? Ye could actually stop rapping, which would benefit him if he did.
Yeah,
but he would still garner awards for producing. Mm-hmm. Maybe for writing for other people. Like, when you take the lyrics away from Ye, you got 90s Ye again. You got the nigga that blew up. So, with anything, like if you're authentic and you really do it and you really perfected that craft, Jay-Z at rapping, Ye at producing, whatever. But you're just untouched in that shit. Now to circle back to Nicki Minaj. I maybe might split this bitch up into two. Don't know, because we really ain't talk about her. But my answer to the question, I don't think she's the most disrespected. I think she's one of the most vocal, and she gets back the same energy of being the most vocal.
I have to concur. I feel like she is probably the most hated female rapper, but is kind of what she brought onto herself. Now, and that's not saying that there's never been anything, any part of the machine that's going against her, but if you know that the music industry and the rap game is like this, and you want to be a mainstream artist, you know that you have to play the game. And when you want to be a mainstream artist and don't want to play the game, what did you expect to happen?
When they're self-inflicted, I think that's when I really stopped caring. Like, oh, you just have to let it slide. Oh, you didn't have to say nothing. Oh, you just had to, just be chill about it, and things would have been different. Like, I don't agree. Like, if somebody's, disrespecting you or constantly doing this or that, yeah, speak out. But, like, in the instances that I gave, maybe she's hated for reasons that she did speak out because somebody was ever whatever. But the instances that I gave, she just had to chill out. But she decided to go above and beyond. Mm-hmm. And that's where she had. Basically, you can be polarizing. Being polarizing is great in the moment. When you're polarizing, you get all the headlines. You're probably the biggest whatever in the media. You could be a polarizing actor, biggest actor, or most talked about actor, biggest musician, but polarizing has a detrimental effect on the back end. And you're going to be polarizing for so long before people start to think, are they worth it? Mm-hmm. And that's just the truth. Nicki Minaj was polarizing for a great minute. I would argue that she was more polarizing than Drake. Besides some of the weird shit that Drake do, like, miss wide open fucking jump shots at damn basketball games. When he was at a Kentucky game, suited up with them niggas and airball that bitch looking like a goofy.
I forgot about that. My thing is like drinking ball though. I don't remember fucking.
Like, it's small stuff that he does. Like right now, he took such a light skin photo. And this is recently. Like the headband is halfway back on his hair. It looks like a scrunchie. Like, see the whole light skin. Besides him doing stupid shit like that, he doesn't really do polarizing things. He raps and win awards.
I think Drake is polarizing because Drake is a goofy. He's always been a goofy. Like, he's a suburban kid.
It's
from Canada.
That's true. I guess it's weird to frame this. He doesn't do antics to be polarized.
Yes.
So I guess the best I can do is like Michael Jordan and Dennis Rodman. Michael Jordan was always going to be polarizing because he's the best basketball player ever living. So just a nigga golfing is polarizing. But a nigga golfing 6 hours before a basketball game. Y'all see that? But Dennis Rodman openly wears skirts and do this and that. And like, he does stuff to people. Nicki Minaj is more of Dennis Rodman-esque. Mm-hmm. She does stuff to be polarizing. Mm-hmm. Drake is just polarizing. Like, off the top of my head, besides the Pusha T beef, I can't really name. And Drake didn't even do this. He just got called out for it publicly, but he's never did anything to make you like, oh,
I don't like this nigga.
Yeah.
Drake's a really likable person in general. Like, I've never seen an interview where I was like, oh, I don't like him in this interview.
He's never really sneak dissed unless he felt sneak dissed towards.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't just shit, y'all niggas bumping that shit, and that shit not even all that. Like, he's never really said that.
I mean, he has said that in a few songs.
He said it about mainstream rappers. Like, he's never tried to take away an up-and-coming rapper.
He's never done that to an up-and-coming rapper. I will say that.
Yeah. Or, like, I've grown to respect Drake more just because some stuff that he says, it does turn out to be real. It's kind of like when he brings up, like, the Q thing. Shit, I was trying to help the guy, but y'all tried to make it seem like he made me. Well, I guess I'll be upset too. Like, he gave his nigga Q, opportunity to help him with his album. I think Q helped with Take Care, Wild of Guard, his best album. But it's like, I gave him an opportunity, but y'all niggas acting like the nigga went on and popping before then or after then. Yep, I'll be upset too.
Why did I not know about this beef? Or this
You knew about it, Q, the nigga that was bagging groceries. That quote unquote was the ghostwriter for all of Drake for Take Care. They said he was ghostwriting all his lyrics. But Drake rebuffed.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, but Drake rebuffed and said, well, he didn't have ghostwriters, which was a lie. But that Q only helped with Take Care, which I think that turned out to be true. But because I think the nigga even said, I think Q himself was even like, oh yeah, Drake needed me, this and that, like, pretty much hyping himself up. I don't think he's really helped with a song since. And Drake went on to have many number ones since. So who really needed? He mentioned that too in the song. So who really needed who? I respect that answer. I respect the fact that you did see a nigga at the grocery store, gave him a chance, and the nigga booed on his own for talking out his ass. All he had to say was, Drake gave me opportunity and I'm thankful for it, and niggas could still be working together right now.
Especially if we're not actually leaving. Number one, you fumble in your bag. Number one. Number two, what are we doing here? Like, I would never do that to. If our relationship is still solid, why am I throwing this away?
I swear to God, that I think is the most polarizing Drake has been. Also, once again, it's not to his own doing, but his rapping ability, having ghost writers, was probably the most polarizing thing about his career, really. But we got to a place where every nigga has a ghost writer. So it's accepted, quote unquote.
I don't accept it.
I don't, but some people do.
I'm still gonna bump your shit, but especially if it's good, I'm still gonna play it. But
I'm gonna knock points down on my goat board. You can either go up 5 or -5, -4. But it balances out because I gave a 5 for the record. So it's a 1. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's fair, whatever. You gave the album a 1 based off all the scoring and the critiques. It scored a 1. Did you Get Rich and Die Trying a 4? And scoring and critiques. Got a 4. I don't make the rules. You did. I made the rules fair. I'm going to do that, and that's going to be something, and that's how we're going to start rating stuff. We're going to have equal input, but I think that'll be an easy one.
And you can give your rating, and I can give my rating. We can average them out or whatever, and we can go.
And that's how I do stuff now. That's how I'm able to come to conclusions that most people don't think of. But that's when something you think you might like, yep, thought about it. Don't really like that all that much. It's real fulfilling when you do shit like that. I always had this inkling I ain't like that shit.
Something in the back of my mind was telling me. I don't know, my G.
But yep. How do y'all feel about Nicki Minaj? Do you feel like she's unfairly hated or fairly hated? Do you believe that she is the GOAT MC of women, or do you think she's overrated as hate?
I feel like this video is gonna get us fucking attacked.
I don't give a damn. Barbs, beehive, I don't give a fuck. Sound like a bunch of plastic to me.
Anyway, fuck y'all.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this.